Hello and welcome to my channel, How To with Paul Henderson. Today's episode, I will be showing you how I clay bar my vehicle. It is a 2019 Chevy Silverado All-Star Edition with a V8 5.3 liter Ecotec 3 engine, dynamic fuel management, and an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now I'm going to tell you everything that I'm going to do today. So this is the Meguiar's clay bar. It does come with a quick detailer and 2 bars. The bars do come in a plastic container, but I had already taken it out. And then after I do the clay bar, I am going to do the Meguiar's Ultimate Polish. I will be using my buffer. And then I'm going to use the Ultimate Liquid Wax. So I'm going to have a super slick, ultra protected finish. I guess that's how you would word it, on my 2019 Chevy Silverado. Before you clay bar your vehicle, you're going to want to make sure that your finish is as clean as possible. If you have to wash it 2 or 3 times, I suggest that you do. And what I usually do is I'll take a sweeper nozzle, I'll hose down the entire vehicle to get off any loose contaminants. And then after that, I use my soap gun. I soap down the entire vehicle. And then I do one more walk around halfway up the body and I give it one more shot of soap. I let that sit for a few minutes and that will loosen up more of the contaminants and it'll slide right off. I use a 2-bucket system, one for soap, one for clear water. So what you do is you're going to take your thick wash mitt. I don't have it with me. Anyway, so you're going to dip that into the soap and then you're going to start on the roof, then on the hood and the upper half of the vehicle. And then what you should do is have a separate one for the lower half. Yesterday I just used one wash mitt for the entire vehicle because my vehicle was clean. So I didn't have to worry about spreading any of the dirt from the lower portion up higher. And I do use the Meguiar's Gold Class Wash. And then after you do that, if you want to do that twice, go ahead. And then you take that sweeper nozzle, you hose off all the soap. After that is all done, you take a short hose without the little nipple on the end, and then you're going to flow the water off, starting with on the hood. Just gently flow it off, and that will get off a lot of the small water droplets, and it'll help you speed up the drying process. And then after that, I use a chamois. I did just order a heated blowgun. No, not a blowgun, a heated drying, I don't know what it's called. Anyway, it's a blow dryer to blow the water off so I can dry it a lot quicker without using a chamois. Because if your chamois gets contaminants on it, you can scratch the paint. But I am really careful with using the chamois, so I've never scratched my paint with it. But it is possible. Anyway, so after that's all done and you get it all dried, I do have to clarify something first. I had did a clay barring episode on my YouTube channel, maybe around 2014, 2015. I can't remember when I when I did it, but I was clay barring my 2006 Chevy Silverado. I got a lot of flack for it because people said you can't go in lines. I do a little bit of everything. I do circles, lines, squares, triangles. It just a little bit of everything. It all depends where I'm at on the finish. Some people said you'll scratch the paint if you do it in lines. Think about it. You'll scratch the paint if you do it in lines, if you do it in circles, squares, triangles. It really doesn't matter. If your finish isn't totally clean before you do it, you will scratch it. Now the reason why they say you should do it in circles, that way if you do scratch it, you'll have circular scratches instead of lines. Well, what I say to that is just make sure that your finish is perfectly clean before you start the clay barring process. And my truck is 2 years old. It's been clay barred 3 times, and there is not one single scratch in it. I had a 1989 Pontiac Firebird. It had no scratches in it, and I clay barred that 2 to 3 times a year, which I know 3 times is a little bit too much. I'm only gonna be clay barring this vehicle once a year from now on, but you can do it twice. 3 times is a little bit excessive. So now that that is out of the way, now I'll show you how I clay bar my vehicle. Okay, so grab your quick detailer. Take the clay bar out of the package. Now what you can do is to just flatten it. Now what I also do too is I get a clear bucket of water, and then after every like section that I do, I take it in the water and I get it all clean again. That way if there's any contaminants on it, some of it will fall off. So now what you do like a little quarter section at a time. So you're going to spray your quick detailer, acts as a lubricant. And then what you're going to do little circular motions. You can also go back and forth if you want. It all depends upon where you're at on the surface. Like here, I can't do circles, so I'll go back and forth. Down on edges like this and this, you want to make sure you don't rub on those. You want to stay off of those, and because what happens, that is the thinnest part of the paint. So just be sure to stay off the edges, and then just do circles or back and forth, whatever you want to do. It's just a preference. I did talk to Meguiar's. He said the same thing. They do recommend going in circles, but it's just what you prefer when you're doing it. And I don't know if you can hear this. Actually, you won't hear anything because my paint's pretty good. Now after you do one section, take a towel and just wipe it off. And that's it. Now I'll go ahead and do the other side of the hood. And do the same to this side. Now, just so you know, it is not hot outside. Now, I would have did this earlier, but had to wait till the sun came out. And if you come across a dry spot, it might leave a little bit of the clay bar behind. That's okay, because it'll come off when you buff it with the rag. And then once again, just buff it dry. Now, since I'm going to be using the Meguiar's polish and the Ultimate Wax, it doesn't have to be totally perfect right now. So now I'm going to show you how I do the sides. Now when you clay bar your vehicle, you're going to want to do the hood first, then the roof. And when you do the sides, you're going to want to start from like a quarter of the way from the bottom on up to the top. You're going to do the driver's side, passenger side, driver's side, passenger side. And then on the rear of the vehicle, the driver's side, passenger side. And I have a tailgate, so that's going to be last. And then when I get all that done, I'm going to do the lower portion, and that's it. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and do the polish and the wax. So this is how you should do the sides. Make sure you use plenty of lubricant. And then you're going to take your towel, wipe it off. Now I already did the the roof, but what you need to do, you need to do this little portion up here. I mean, you don't have to do the complete side at one time. You can just do like whatever portion you want. And then you're going to go ahead and wipe that down. And then go ahead and do the other portion. And then once you get that done, and I do recommend not having any watches on. You go ahead and take that off. I'm going to go ahead and do the rear. Now for the rear of the truck. I got to get this side done really quick because getting a little warm out. And you want to stay off Remember, you want to stay off the pointy edges. And just use as much lubricant as you need. It's a good idea. Every now and then, just turn the clay bar over onto itself and squish it back down. And then go ahead and wipe it real quick. As for the tailgate, I have a lot of ridges on here. One here, 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 and here. And stamped Chevrolet logo. So spray a liberal amount. And keep an eye on your clay bar to see if there's any how dirty it gets. You can rinse it off in the water. Remember, just don't put too much pressure on the clay bar. Just very light. And remember to stay off the edges, because that's where the paint is the thinnest. And if the clay bar sticks, just spray some more lubricant. And then go ahead and wipe it. You don't have to completely get it spotless, because I'm gonna go ahead and wax over it anyway. And that's it. So I have the hood done, the roof, and the entire quarter way up, all the way around. So all I got left to do is this bottom portion. Just like on all the other panels, just use plenty of lubricant. And then grab the towel and dry it. I'm going to go ahead and finish the other bottom portion on the other side, and then onto the polishing part. I use an orbital buffer. This is my 9-inch Waxmaster 900. I've had it since 1988. So go ahead and put some polish on it. Take a plastic knife, spread it around. Make sure you get it all over the top of the bonnet and on the very edge of it. Now I'm not gonna polish the whole car in the video, and I'm not going to use the ultimate wax on the entire video. I'm gonna do a very small portion on the hood and show you how I use the Waxmaster 900. So when I do the hood, I do 1/2, and then I split that in fourths. And just like with the clay bar, don't concentrate on the edges. If you have to get into a goalie like that, I guess that's what you call it, just tilt the buffer up. And then go ahead and do the other side. You might need to put more wax on it. So what you're going to do now is you're going to let this turn a hazy color. Go ahead and buff it off. You're going to do the hood, the roof, the top half of the vehicle, the rear end, and then the lower portion. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the ultimate wax. Now on to the ultimate liquid wax. I already have it applied to a buffer pad. I'm going to go ahead and do it in quarters, do the other side of the hood, and then I'm going to go ahead and buff it to a nice, beautiful shine. So like the polish, let this turn hazy, and then go ahead and wipe it off, and then buff it to a nice high gloss. Let me just finish up the hood. And it does look sweet. Well, I'm done. It took me 2.5 hours today. Yesterday I did wash it with a gold class wash. This morning I used a clay bar kit along with a quick detailer as a lubricant, and then I did a coat of the ultimate polish, and I followed that up with a coat of the ultimate wax, and it does look sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and drive up the street, take a bunch of photos of the truck. I'm going to put that in a video clip along with some music, and then it's on to the closing spiel. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Hello and welcome back. The scene that you're about to watch is filmed 4 days after the initial filming of my clay barring, polishing, and waxing. There's one scene that somehow I must have hit the record button twice on my remote control because I only had about 3 seconds of it filmed. And that is applying the polish and the wax to this bonnet and then going around the mirrors in between the bug guard and also behind the door handle and around the door handle, and spots like this and like here. Basically anywhere that the bonnet will not be able, the orbital buffer will not be able to apply the polish or the wax. And then when I'm done with all those areas, the very last thing I do, I take that same bonnet, go in the middle underneath the wheel well and on the very bottom, and then this gets tossed out. And some of you may be saying that I didn't spend a lot of time using the buffer, applying the polish and the wax, or actually spending a lot of time with the clay bar. Well, my finish was already very smooth as it was. Actually, it was extremely smooth. So I didn't need to spend a lot of time on it. And you really don't want to, unless you have to. All these products are very slightly abrasive. So the least amount of time that you use those products on the car's finish, the least amount of chance that you have scratching that finish. And I wash my car twice a month, and then once a month at the end I use the ultimate wax, and that is why it looks as good as it does. 4 days later, still looks great. Anyway, so that's it. So enjoy the rest of the video and hope you guys enjoy it, and I'm sure I'm going to say it again in the video. So that's it. Still can't believe I forgot that part. Anyway, see you guys later. So what do you think of the video clip? Turned out pretty sweet, didn't it? It's as smooth as glass. So that's a wrap up on another how-to video with Paul Henderson. This one was the clay barring, the polishing, and the waxing of my 2019 Chevy Silverado. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell icon, and you'll get notifications as new videos come out. Thanks for watching, and like all my other videos, there will be some bloopers at the end. I didn't get too many this time, so that's a good thing, I guess. And she does look sweet. I have the next 3 days off, so I plan on going to Palm Springs for breakfast tomorrow morning. I can't wait. I swear, it seems like it drives faster when it's polished. Anyway, have a good day, and may your vehicle stay spotless. Test 1, test 2, test 3. Hello and welcome to my channel, How To with Paul Henderson. Today's episode, I will be showing you how I clay bar my car. Clay by. First take and I get it wrong. It is a 2019 Chevy Silverado with the V8 5.3 liter Ecotec 3 engine, dynamic fuel management, and an 8-speed trans. Ah, fuck. Wow. I got it wrong. Yesterday I had washed my vehicle, and how I, fuck. I don't know how I want to word that. And then I do one quick squirt all the way around, let it sit for a few minutes, and that'll loosen up any dirt. That bitch. Motherfuckers. I swear that guy fucking, and that guy that does the yard over there takes fucking forever. So now on to the polishing. I have a Waxmaster 900. I've had it since, I'm gonna go look. Yesterday I pre-washed it with the Meguiar's Gold Class Wash. This morning I used a clay bar kit along with the quick detail and the polish and the ultimate wax. The scene that you're about to watch is filmed 4 days after the initial filming of this video, where I clay barred, polished, and waxed my video. Didn't wax my video. Test 1, test 2, test 3.